Okay, this is another problem out of section P.3 that Casey suggested that I talk about a little bit to get everybody caught up for the weekend. So this is Larson chapter P.3, page 27, and Casey wanted to look at number 35. So let's talk about 35 for a minute. This is one that you're going to see quite a bit, so you need to be familiar with it. And it turns out to be pretty simple. Let me explain it, though. So 35 is f of x, so number 35, f of x is equal to the square root of 9 minus x squared, I think. Let's see. And it says sketch a graph of the function, find its domain and range, use a graphing utility to verify your graph. We don't really have to do that. This is a pretty simple example. And it's a trick. It's a trick. It comes from, and you're going to know this after we do it about 15 times, this is the equation of a circle. And it's actually the upper half of a circle, because when you take a square root, it's just the positive side. So it's this comes from, if we make this y equals the square root of 9 minus x squared, and I square both sides to get y squared equals 9 minus x squared, and then I bring the x squared over to this side, I get x squared plus y squared equals 9. And I hope that you guys recognize that as the equation of a circle. X squared plus 9 squared, x squared plus y squared equals r squared. So this is a circle of radius 3. When we take a square root, though, all we're looking at is we're looking at the upper half of the circle. So this graph is like this. And you do need to know this. This is something that we're gonna talk about of radius 3. And it's only the upper half of the circle because it's a positive square root. So there's another half of the circle here, but it's not. We don't include it as a function because it wouldn't be a function if we included the bottom half of that circle. So it's pretty easy then. You can see the domain of this function is going to be from -3 to +3. And the endpoints are included because you actually do get to -3 and you do get to +3. So it should be a square root bracket. Okay. The range, same thing, except it doesn't go below the x-axis. It's going to go from 0 all the way up to +3. On the y-axis, remember range is along the y-axis. So it goes all the way up to +3 on the y-axis, and it does get there, so it's a square bracket. And it does get to 0, so that's a square bracket. All right, so that's the domain and range of the circle function. It's just the upper half of the circle.